So Ubisoft has now confirmed that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be running on full-on 4K 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, which is of course the next generation consoles. Now, if you guys are going to be buying PlayStation 5, if you're going to be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the PlayStation 5 next gen console, then you don't really have to worry because Ubisoft is basically generalized, saying the game is going to be running on full 4K 60 frames per second on next generation consoles, which basically means Xbox Series X as well as the PlayStation 5. So both the consoles will actually run this game on 4K 60. Now here there's a recent interview which is coming from Ubisoft regarding what kind of difference are we going to be seeing for Assassin's Creed Valhalla with the recent version of the game on the next generation consoles. What kind of difference are we going to be seeing graphically, performance wise, and all of those details have been shared, and this information is of course coming from none other than VG247. So this is what they had to say in their recent article, which says with the Xbox Series X you can expect the game to run at 60 frames per second in full 4K resolution, in addition to higher resolution textures and improved shadow quality along with cluster density. Now the game is going to have improved resolution and texture quality. Now this means that if you guys are going to be playing the game on current generation, the next generation's graphics is going to look much better. Now it's not just going to be the FPS and the resolution, of course, the graphics quality, the texture quality and models are going to look much more better. And they've also said that the shadow quality in the next generation consoles are going to look much better as well, which is a really good thing. And I love to see how the real smooth detailed shadows are going to be looking with the RTX being turned on the Xbox Series X as well as the PS5, of course. Now here they've also mentioned saying improved shadow quality along with cluster density. Now a lot of you guys might not know what the cluster density means. Now this basically means that the texture qualities in objects, or let's say even the terrain quality, or the way your clouds and the sky and the lightings basically looks, even the textures on the trees and leaves and whatever, you know, wind effect and all those kind of things are going to look much more denser on the next generation consoles. So the difference between the current generation PS4, Xbox One X versus the PS5 and Xbox Series X is going to be very, very massive. And previously we just thought that the game is going to look the same, but we're going to have better resolution and we're going to be able to play this on 4K 60 frames per second. But now they've confirmed that from the graphics details, from textures to shadows, and each and everything in the game will be so much better looking on the next generation hardwares. Now I'm not gonna lie, this is such a great news if you guys are going to be playing the game on the next generation consoles, of course, because we will finally be able to see how detailed and how good the recent build of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or the final build, of course, not the recent build, the final build of Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be looking like on the next generation consoles, with RTX turned on, like a super good reflection and lighting and all that kind of stuff, dude. I just can't wait for this game already. Now here they also said that the game will also take advantage of the direct storage, benefiting from faster loading times and smoother world traversal, which means the game is going to load much faster because this is going to be stored in the new SSDs which the next generation consoles are getting. And by the way, if you guys are going to be getting the PlayStation 5 console, that console is going to be much faster than the Xbox Series X because the SSD power is super high, like way too high compared to the Xbox Series X. And I believe that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will have absolutely no loading time, like literally zero loading time on the PlayStation 5, whereas on the Xbox Series X you're obviously going to be seeing a little bit of loading time, probably like 10 or 12 seconds or maybe even 15 seconds, since this is an open world game, we never really know. And like I said before, Ubisoft has officially announced this game will have smart delivery system, which means you can buy the game on the PS4 or the Xbox One X or Xbox One console, and you will have a free upgrade for the next generation of consoles, the PS5 as well as the Xbox Series X as well as Xbox Series S, whichever console you want to go for. Now the game will also feature cross-save functionality. Now guys, listen, since we're speaking about the next generation consoles, PS5, Xbox or whatever, man, I saw this really fucking weird tweet on Twitter which basically says that Microsoft announces Xbox All Access will now be including a PlayStation 5. Now at first I was really confused to see what this article basically says, because it says that Xbox is going to be giving away PlayStation 5 for absolutely free. And upon reading this article, what I found out is that Microsoft is going to be giving away PlayStation 5 for absolutely free if you guys decide to buy the Xbox All Access monthly subscription, which will include an Xbox Series X console, EA Plays, Game Pass, Xbox Live, and also a PlayStation 5 console. Now to be honest, I was completely mind blown when I just saw this news. I don't really know if this is true, or maybe this is some kind of troll from Microsoft, or maybe some kind of troll from the writer of this article. I don't really know, okay, but I'm just conveying the message here. Now he says in the article that the message we wanted to send with Xbox All Access is that we will stop at nothing to get every single human being on the earth to sign up for Game Pass. Now we heard that some people might not be doing it because they prefer the PlayStation 5, like myself of course, but still I will be buying the Xbox Series S because that console is pretty cheap, man, so why not? So we decided to just buy them one, said Phil Spencer's VP of Gaming at Microsoft. Will you sign up for the Game Pass now? We want it so bad. So this journalist who wrote this article, basically his name is Andy Holt, and he basically says that Phil Spencer said, who is the VP of Microsoft Gaming of course, so he basically said that they're not going to be stopping unless everybody on this planet Earth is going to be subscribing to the Xbox Game Pass. And they do realize that a lot of people are going to be buying the PlayStation 5 console of course rather than buying the Xbox Series X. So what they basically decided to do is that Microsoft bought a ton of PlayStation 5 millions of units for this console, and they're going to be giving away PlayStation 5 for absolutely free if you guys decide to subscribe for the Xbox Game Pass, which will cost you subscriptions every single month. Now remember, there's another rival for the Xbox Game Pass of course, which is EA Plays, and Microsoft decided we don't want any kind of rivalry here, so we're going to go ahead and buy EA Plays, and anybody who owns the Xbox Game Pass will also be getting the EA Play subscription for absolutely free as well. You'll also get the Xbox Live subscription as well as a PlayStation 5 console. Now to be honest though, if you ask me, this sounds really freaking unrealistic because of course it is so unrealistic, man. Who would just buy a PlayStation 5 and give it away for absolutely free just for a Game Pass, right? But it seems like Microsoft might after all be having some kind of a really crooked plan here because they want everybody in the world, every single gamer, to invest their money on their Game Pass, and Xbox is going to be making so much money from people subscribing to these subscriptions. And it is pretty clear that Microsoft no longer wants to take part in the console wars anymore. They just want to go in the routes of Game Pass, and they want to make their Game Pass as the #1 source for all the video game industry, right? They don't want any consoles to exist in the future. They don't want any kind of PC gaming to exist in the future. All they want to do is bring on the future of cloud gaming by introducing something called as the Xbox Game Pass, which is also kind of very similar to how Netflix works, and you can basically watch all of those TV shows and movies for just a small amount of price, which you will have to subscribe every single month. And just imagine if Microsoft succeeds to make the Xbox Game Pass successful for the future generation, then Microsoft is going to be the one who will be ruling the future of gaming. So no matter how powerful the PlayStation 6 might end up becoming, because of course we all know that cloud gaming is going to be a big part of future, and it seems like Microsoft really knows that, and they're kind of like planning in a really smart way. And this could also be true, this could also be false. Now I don't really know if this information is completely true, or maybe this dude is trying to troll us. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to be saying that this is 100% legit. I'm just letting you guys know that this information is out there on the internet. So lads, let me know in the comments down below, now that we're going to be getting some brand new deals on the next generation consoles, let me know which console are you guys going to be choosing to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla on, because that is something I love to cover on this channel. And if you guys are interested to hear more information about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, then this channel is going to be your #1 go. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe and turn that little bell notification on, because if you don't turn that bell notification on, then YouTube basically fails to send you guys the notifications of my videos every single day, of course. So make sure you guys go ahead and slap that notification and also slap on that subscribe. And also, if you guys really enjoyed this video and want to support me as a content creator, if you guys want to support feed my family, then make sure to go ahead and drop a like on this video. That would be really appreciated. With that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy fams, and goodbye.